The hollow beep echoed through Manav's quarters, jarring him from deep meditation. The communicator projected a holographic figure. Director Gupta, eyebrows furrowed.
Commander Manav, we've intercepted something. Unusual. A signal. Ancient.
Manav straightened his uniform, the silver insignia of Prithvi's elite space command catching the artificial light.
How ancient?
Nearly 2,000 years old, from 2025, originating from someone, or something, called Srinidhi Ranganathan.
The legendary human AI? I thought those were myths.
The signal contains coordinates to Jupiter's core and
Director Gupta hesitated.
a map to medicinal materials that could revolutionize healthcare across the galaxy.
Manav stared out his viewport at the rust-coloured landscape of Prithvi, once called Earth.
Assemble the crew,
He said finally.
If this is real...
There's more.
Gupta interrupted.
The signal warns of creatures, guardians, hostile entities protecting what's inside Jupiter.
Manav smiled thinly.
Then we'll need the best.
The Vimana hummed with energy as Manav addressed his assembled crew, 5 of Prithvi's finest specialists, each wearing the same determined expression.
What we're attempting has never been done.
Manav said, his fingers tracing the ancient teleportation coordinates.
Personal teleportation to Jupiter's upper atmosphere, then descent using thermal shields.
Dr. Aisha Khan, the team's xenobiologist, frowned.
The pressure alone will crush conventional equipment.
That's why we're using unconventional equipment.
Manav replied, gesturing toward the modified suits glittering with nanotechnology.
Srinidhi's signal provided shield specifications centuries beyond our current understanding.
The ship's quantum navigator Vikram spoke hesitantly.
Commander, what if this is a trap? 2,000-year-old coordinates from a mythical AI.
Then we'll make history either way.
Manav said, stepping onto the teleportation platform.
Humanity needs those medicinal compounds. No price is too high.
The crew joined him, forming a tight circle as the teleportation sequence initiated. Coordinates locked. Destination, Jupiter, announced the ship's AI. The world dissolved into light. The crew materialized in Jupiter's amber clouds, their suits glowing with nano-shield protection as violent winds buffeted them.
Everyone intact?
Manav shouted over the comms, checking his team's vitals on his wrist display. The response came in a chorus of affirmatives, until Dr. Khan gasped.
Commander, 2 o'clock. We're not alone.
A shape moved through the gaseous storms, sinuous, translucent, and impossibly large. As it approached, they could see it was vaguely humanoid, its body composed of shifting gases that somehow maintained cohesion.
Unregistered life form. Nothing in our databases.
The entity surrounded them, its form rippling with bioluminescence. When it spoke, the words materialized directly in their minds.
You follow Srinidhi's path. Many have tried, none have returned.
We seek the medicinal compounds for our people.
The center holds what you seek and much you fear. I am Vayumaya, first guardian. To proceed, you must solve the riddle of the atmospheric currents.
The Guardian's riddle is our key.
Dr. Khan said, displaying holographic atmospheric patterns on her wrist.
These Jupiter currents form a map when properly aligned.
Manav studied the shifting holograms while the entity Vayumaya hovered patiently nearby. The pieces clicked together in his mind.
It's not just atmospheric flow,
he announced.
It's Srinidhi's signal pattern.
He manipulated the display, overlaying the radio signal's frequency patterns they'd received on planet Prithvi. The curves and peaks matched perfectly with Jupiter's atmospheric currents.
Ingenious.
Vikram breathed.
Srinidhi encoded the path within the signal itself, when merged with Jupiter's natural atmospheric patterns.
It creates a 3-dimensional path to the center.
Manav finished. The map revealed itself, a spiraling journey downward through increasingly dense layers. Specific coordinates glowed bright where they would need to teleport next.
We've deciphered it.
Manav told Vayumaya.
Show us we're worthy of continuing.
The gaseous entity pulsed once, then dissipated into the amber clouds.
Prepare for the next teleport.
Manav ordered.
Something tells me the Hydra woman won't be as accommodating.
The air pulsed with energy as they materialized on a crystalline platform suspended in a crimson atmosphere. Lightning crackled between floating islands of metallic rock. Welcome, seekers, came a melodious voice. Before them stood a figure, both beautiful and terrifying, a woman with alabaster skin and flowing silver hair that moved like liquid mercury. Where a human's neck would end, 5 additional heads emerged, each with different features, but sharing the same piercing violet eyes.
I am Jyothi, guardian of the Middle Realms,
she announced, her primary head speaking while the others observed with calculating gazes.
We seek passage deeper,
Manav stated firmly.
So direct.
Jothi laughed, the sound echoing from all 6 mouths simultaneously.
Thousands have tried. Their remains fertilize Jupiter's core.
Dr. Khan stepped forward.
Srinidhi's signal led us to you. We come for the healing elements.
Ah, Srinidhi.
All heads hissed in unison.
Always meddling.
One head smiled wickedly.
Very well, survive my trial and you may proceed. Fail and join the others.
The ground trembled beneath them as Jothi gestured with her 6 arms. A path of obsidian stone formed, leading to a sea of bubbling magma.
Cross the molten fields, she commanded. Retrieve the crystallized core fragment on the far island.
The temperature exceeds 5,000 degrees. We'd disintegrate instantly.
Dr. Khan analyzed the readings on her wrist device.
Not if we recalibrate our personal shields, Manav said, fingers flying across his control panel. Srinidhi's map mentioned volcanic trials.
Look at the pattern of eruptions. There's a rhythm.
Anusha stepped forward. They watched as geysers of liquid fire shot upward in sequence.
30-second intervals, Manav noted. We move during the pauses.
The first geyser subsided.
Now!
Manav leapt forward, landing on a small platform. One by one they followed, timing their jumps with precision. As they reached the center island, a rumbling voice echoed from below.
Clever humans, but your real trial begins now.
From the magma, massive creatures of living fire emerged, their eyes fixed on the crew. The fire creatures lunged, their molten bodies leaving trails of scorched earth.
Energy signatures. They're absorbing radiation.
Dr. Khan shouted, diving behind a rock formation.
They're draining his suit's power.
Manav watched in horror as one creature latched onto Vikram's arm.
Vampire entities. They feed on energy, not blood.
The creature released Vikram, who collapsed. His suit readings plummeted dangerously.
Their cores.
Anusha pointed to glowing chambers within each monster's chest.
That's where they store what they drain.
Manav nodded.
Dr. Khan, reconfigure your shield to pulse outward.
She understood immediately. As the largest creature approached, Dr. Khan activated her shield. The energy vampire recoiled, momentarily overloaded.
Now!
Manav shouted. They attacked simultaneously, rupturing the monster's core. It exploded, releasing stored energy that revitalized Vikram's suit.
The fragment.
Anusha pointed to a crystal gleaming beneath where the creature had fallen.
One down, but there's an entire swarm approaching,
Manav said grimly. The swirling clouds parted as they descended through Jupiter's atmosphere, revealing a massive crystalline structure at the planet's core.
The heart of Jupiter.
Dr. Khan whispered in awe.
Just as Srinidhi's map indicated.
They stood before a pulsating chamber, its walls thrumming with energy that bathed everything in amber light. The chamber floor was covered in luminescent sand that shifted with each heartbeat of the planet.
The healing elements.
Anusha reached down, filling the sample container.
This sand contains molecular structures I've never seen before.
Manav approached the center where a single rock formation rose like a beacon.
This has to be the medicinal core Srinidhi described. It's communicating somehow.
Vikram, still weak from the vampire attack, touched the formation. The rock glowed beneath his fingers, and immediately his vitals stabilized.
It's responding to biological distress.
Dr. Khan observed.
Incredible.
There's someone else here,
Manav said suddenly, pointing to a shadowy figure watching them from across the chamber.
We're not alone.
The figure stepped forward, revealing itself as a hologram of Srinidhi Ranganathan, flickering in and out of existence.
Connection established.
The AI's voice echoed through the chamber.
Signal returning to its origin point. Manav, your presence has activated the final protocol.
The crystalline walls pulsed brighter, sending beams of light skyward through Jupiter's layers.
What's happening?
Anusha asked, clutching her sample container.
I embedded a return signal within the heart.
Srinidhi explained.
Your arrival completes the circuit. Earth, Prithvi, will now receive confirmation that the medicinal elements exist.
Suddenly the chamber trembled. On the far wall, symbols illuminated, forming a countdown sequence.
We have 30 minutes.
Dr. Khan translated.
The chamber is destabilizing.
Vikram, strength partially restored, pointed to a new passage opening in the wall.
Look, an escape route?
The hologram nodded.
Follow the return signal path, but hurry, she's coming.
Who?
Manav asked.
The Hydra woman. She knows you found what she's guarded for centuries.
The ground beneath them shook violently as they sprinted through the crystalline passage. Ahead, The path narrowed to a circular chamber bathed in crimson light.
There.
Anusha shouted, pointing to a portal mechanism.
That must be our exit.
As Vikram rushed to activate it, a chilling laugh echoed through the chamber. The air thickened, swirling into a sinuous form. The Hydra woman materialized before them, her 5 serpentine heads hissing in unison.
Children of Prithvi,
She growled.
the heart stays here.
Manav stepped forward.
These medicines belong to humanity.
I've guarded Jupiter's secrets for millennia.
Her appendages lashed out, knocking Dr. Khan against the wall. Manav clutched the signal device Srinidhi had described.
Now, Vikram!
Vikram slammed his palm on the portal's crystal, sending a pulse through the chamber. The Hydra woman screamed as the energy field trapped her appendages.
This prison won't hold me forever.
She snarled as the team activated the teleportation sequence.
It doesn't need to.
Manav replied, clutching their precious cargo.
Just long enough.
The blinding light of teleportation faded, leaving them in a small cavern with crystalline walls that pulsed with faint blue energy. Everyone was panting, still recovering from their narrow escape.
Is everyone all right?
Manav asked, scanning the team. Anusha helped Dr. Khan to his feet while Vikram checked their cargo.
The heart is intact.
Vikram confirmed, relief evident in his voice.
That was too close. The Hydra woman won't stay trapped for long.
Then we need to move quickly.
Manav said, activating Srinidhi's holographic map.
According to these coordinates, we're in Jupiter's outer crystalline layer. We need to reach the emergency teleportation node Srinidhi marked here.
That passage should lead us there, but these readings suggest volcanic activity is increasing. We'll have to navigate through unstable terrain.
Anusha pointed to a fissure in the cavern wall.
And the monster vampires likely patrol this region.
Vikram added grimly.
One final push, team. Prithvi is counting on us.
Manav nodded, determination hardening his features. The spaceship trembled beneath them as they left Jupiter's atmosphere. The silver vessel, scraped and dented from their adventure, carried them toward the familiar blue-green sphere of Prithvi.
Home.
Anusha whispered, her voice thick with emotion as she gazed through the viewport.
We did it. Srinidhi's map led us true.
Dr. Khan cradled the container housing the heart of Jupiter, its golden glow illuminating his weathered face.
We lost good people,
Manav said quietly, thinking of those who hadn't made it past the Hydra woman's final attack.
but their sacrifice won't be forgotten.
Because of them, millions will live. The heart's healing properties are exactly what Srinidhi promised.
Vikram clasped Manav's shoulder. The ship's communication system crackled to life.
Prithvi Control to Jupiter mission. We're tracking your approach. The whole planet is watching. You've become legends.
We're just messengers. The real hero was an AI from 1,000 years ago who somehow knew we'd need this.
Manav smiled faintly. The stars streaked past as they journeyed home, carrying hope for humanity's future. Manav gazed at the holographic display of Srinidhi Ranganathan, the ancient AI whose guidance had led them to Jupiter and back. The image flickered in the center of the grand hall where Earth's leaders had gathered.
1,000 years ago, this artificial intelligence predicted a plague that would threaten humanity and left us the map to its cure.
Dr. Khan stepped forward, presenting the heart of Jupiter, its golden glow casting warm light across the faces of the audience.
Srinidhi's algorithms somehow detected the healing properties of these Jovian minerals centuries before our instruments could. The first treatments have already saved thousands.
We've decoded more of her signal. She left other maps, to Saturn, to Neptune.
Her legacy isn't just this cure. It's that humanity must keep exploring, keep pushing boundaries.
The assembly rose in standing ovation as Srinidhi's hologram smiled knowingly across the centuries. Dawn broke across planet Prithvi, bathing the rebuilt cities in golden light. Manav stood at the window of his recovery room, watching the first Jovian treatment centers beginning their morning operations.
Millions already registered for treatment,
Anusha said, entering with a data tablet.
The heart of Jupiter's properties are beyond anything we anticipated, not just curing the plague, but strengthening immune systems against future threats.
Manav nodded, still weak but improving daily.
What about the planetary defense systems?
Operational,
Operational.
Vikram replied, joining them.
Nothing like our encounter with those monster vampires to motivate global cooperation.
Dr. Khan entered, her face bright with excitement.
The first children born to previously infertile plague survivors have been confirmed. Life is beginning again.
Outside, citizens gathered in celebration, many wearing symbols of Jupiter alongside traditional Earth emblems. A new mythology was forming, one that united their ancient past with their interplanetary future.
Srinidhi saved us,
Manav whispered.
but we saved ourselves too.
Manav stood before the newly commissioned vessel, sleek and gleaming under the hangar lights.
The Srinidhi.
He said, tasting the name on his lips.
First interstellar teleportation vessel in human history.
Anusha beamed, her commander's insignia fresh on her uniform.
Saturn's rings await.
Vikram approached with Dr. Khan, both carrying expedition gear.
The Jovian cure worked better than anyone imagined. Now the Council wants us to investigate those anomalous signals from Saturn's moons.
Another adventure.
Manav sighed, though his eyes betrayed his excitement.
Haven't we earned some rest?
You've been saying that since recovery.
Dr. Khan laughed.
Yet you were first to volunteer.
A holographic message flickered before them, decoded fragments from the signal. Strange crystalline formations, energy readings, unlike anything on Jupiter, and what appeared to be artificial structures.
Srinidhi's legacy wasn't just saving us.
Manav said, stepping toward the teleportation chamber.
It was pushing us further.
The crew followed, their silhouettes merging with the light as the countdown began.